Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? Like it's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Shoots and Ladders podcast. Here are your hosts, Desiree and Jason.
Shoots and Ladders, Wrestlepalooza recap. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hi, friends. It's Desiree Josen.
All right, we're going to dive into Wrestlepalooza 2025, match by match, the biggest moments, and of course, we'll get into final grades. Des, what are your initial thoughts?
It was the debut of WWE on ESPN. I think a couple of us experienced a little hiccups trying to access how to watch it, which was a little interesting and frustrating a little bit. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what you and the viewers think because this was a little different than what I expected.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to put it. Speaking of different, the match card, we're going to start off with Brock versus Cena, which we didn't see coming. I know I didn't. And after some theatrics, look, Lesnar just dominated, tossed Cena around, gave him a bunch of F5s. Des, how did this kick off for you, and what's your grade?
I get why they started off with this, just because of the familiar name. They announced it that Friday on ESPN that they were going to be opening. So I'm like, okay, there goes our order of the match card. But okay. But yeah, it was nice to see John run out with those little kids. I thought that was really nice. They look like little minions running around in their yellow. But yeah, this was just a nostalgic match for me. It was basically exactly what I thought it was going to be. Brock basically beating the hell out of Cena. Just a bunch of F5s and attitude adjustments. Nothing spectacular there. I figured towards the end that Brock was probably going to win just based on that. And that's okay. A lot of people are upset with that because it is his retirement tour. I get it. That's okay. It wasn't terrible. This was not match of the year, but it is what it is. So I'm giving it like a B minus.
Okay. This was an absolute miss for me. Usually when I say that, I mean business. Okay, none of this made sense. I didn't understand why I understand what you were saying as far as having familiar faces,
yeah.
But you did not need to open up with this match. That made no sense whatsoever. Like the match order which you and I had was way better than this. The other thing too, what was the purpose of a domination? Fine, you want Brock to win, all good, but why dominate like he did in SummerSlam? We already seen that. Like, what does this prove? Was this set up? The only thing that I can see is maybe they want Lesnar back in the world title picture, but again, you could have done that with an actual match. This was an absolute miss for me from start to finish. I didn't get it. I thought it was awful. The best part about it was the kids, and John Cena kind of giving them some love, all for that, but this was an absolute miss for me. I'm sorry. I'm going to give this a C minus.
I think it really rubbed people the wrong way, especially starting off the very first PLE on ESPN. I think people were pissed off just based on that performance alone. I'm very indifferent because I was just like, whatever. I'm not expecting very much from it. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what everyone else is thinking.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I saw various grades throughout, but yeah, I'm sorry, C minus. This made no sense whatsoever. There's no reason to have a complete squash match.
Yeah, they didn't have any high scores at all.
Really?
They were all very mid.
Well, there was no point to have a squash match. That made no sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next up, we got the Usos with Braun Breaker and Brunson Reed. LA Knight was a special guest referee. Des, what did you think about this one? What's your grade?
I actually enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I did too. Better than I thought I would.
Yeah, I wasn't going in with high hopes, and then I think the surprise of LA Knight being the guest referee was a fun twist to it. Because I was in the back of my head, I was like, is he going to come out at any point of this match and defend Jimmy or do something? And I'm glad they added him as the guest referee. Very flexible. I thought he was very fair. And, but overall, it was fun. I loved that they brought in the tables and the ladders. There is speculation of Jay actually having a concussion. He did get busted open, which I don't know if that was part of it or not, but I loved a little bit of color to see. And, there were some really cool spots on there, and you didn't know even if Knight was going to turn on anybody. He did favor Jimmy a little bit, but I was like, what's he going to do? So it was overall good. It was expected of the Bronze to win. So, overall, I enjoyed it. Very entertaining. I like where it's going. Everyone had a spotlight. So I'll give it like a B+.
B+ is exactly what I was going to say. I loved it. By the way, they should have opened the card with this match. I think that, yeah. And to be honest, how fun was it to see the Usos come out together through the crowd? I thought that was great.
And they used their old theme song too.
Yeah, I love that. That set it off right. Everything about this match was really, really cool. Just like you said, a bunch of awesome spots. B+. I'm actually kind of teetering towards an A-, and I'm in a good mood. And after that first match, you know what? I'm going to give it an A-. I like this match a lot.
Go for it.
Yeah. All right. We called this in our preview. This is going to be the match of the night, and I think it was one of the best matches all year. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for the vacant women's championship. All right, Des, how much heat did this match bring? And give me your grade.
I loved it. We all knew that this was going to be Stephanie's night. There was no question. So this was just more or less of the performance and the spots. As soon as Io came out, I was like, oh, I love her so much. So I won't even be upset if she does win, even though we know it should be Stephanie. Amazing by both of them. The crowd loves them. They just feed off the crowd. They are so talented, and their chemistry is really good. And it's really great to see Stephanie shine in this. And Io brings out the best in everyone in the ring, I feel. But what I loved was Io was selling that knee. I, towards the end, was like, is that a work or is she really hurt? And, she did a damn good job. And Stephanie, oh my gosh, with that devil's kiss, everything. She's amazing. She's a star, and I cannot wait to see her run. So I'm giving it an A.
A+ for me. This is match of the year for sure. It'll be fun to see where this grades out for end of the year grades as far as, even overall performers, because Stephanie's definitely going to be in the conversation. Just like you said, selling the storyline of the knee throughout the match was brilliant, having that be kind of exposed. Great match. Great, amazing finisher, the back and forth, and then the showing the respect of embracing each other. I loved it. A+. This was definitely my favorite match of the entire card.
It's when the PLE started elevating itself.
Yes, by far. All right. Okay. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Rollins and Becky Lynch. AJ made her first match in 10 years. Got a huge return, a huge pop. Des, what's your thoughts and what is your grade?
I thought this was fun. I was not expecting match of the year, but I was expecting a lot of entertainment, a lot of laughs, and a lot of trolling. And I got all of that.
Yeah.
And one thing I can appreciate is you can tell CM Punk is so proud of AJ Lee and just the way he looks at her, and he's so excited and they're having so much fun. And then, obviously with Becky and Seth, they're amazing together. So how can you not have a fun match? But I loved the trolling of Seth skipping around and acting like AJ. And I died laughing with him doing the military press and then missing Punk, and then Becky just falls flat on her face. Hilarious. Just really fun spots where you thought Punk and AJ were going to land some moves on the announcers tables, and then Becky's using a brain and uses little AJ as a missile and crashes both guys. So it was fun. It was great to see AJ back. The crowd loved it. And we got to see the Black Widow a couple of times, which was really cool. And I wasn't sure if the guys were going to be hands-on with the girls, and they were. So it was kind of fun to see that. So, you know what? It was fun. It was entertaining. It was what we needed. I'll give it like a B.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. For everything you just said, there were a lot of cool spots. I loved it. I mean, the crowd did love it, especially because this was AJ's return after 10 years. I'm going to be super nice. I'm going to give it an A-.
All right.
Okay, now time for the main event. We got Cody Rhodes versus Drew. Des, this is the final match, the main event. What's your grade on this match, and how did it round out the entire PLE?
I am glad they ended with this. And this was the last one that they added. And you never really know how these are going to turn out. But we already said, Cody's always going to retain when it comes to these kind of matches. But I didn't expect the aggressiveness and the control of Drew during the entire match. I really liked it. I liked how brutal and nasty it was. And Cody did play into his previous injuries from the day and the week before of moving a little bit slower, where you kind of forget about it and you're like, is there something wrong with Cody? And then you're like, he's just good at what he does. So these two have very amazing chemistry. They sell very well for each other. And I actually really enjoyed it. And, for a moment I was like, is Drew actually going to win? Because he could, but, he's so close and just never gets it. So, that just leads to more of this. So who knows? But I enjoyed it. I think it was a great way to end. So I'll give it like an A- just for keeping me on my toes.
Yeah, I'm going to say A- as well. Loved it, everything you just said. I mean, the fact that you thought that Drew could have won just goes to show that they're both selling, which is what, good wrestlers do. I thought it was really fun. I'm sure they're going to end up having another match sooner rather than later. But I think I'm actually with you. I'm glad that this was the actual main event because the opening match was definitely not main event worthy.
We would have been livid.
All right. And that actually, as far as the actual card, we went right through it. All right. What are your final thoughts and what's your final grade?
I'm going to be honest. This was not exactly what I expected. I was expecting a little bit more. As it was presented, we were going to get a lot of twists and surprises, so I don't know where that was. Maybe a couple of spots, I don't know. But I did appreciate Stephanie McMahon getting announced as the first inductee of the Hall of Fame of 2026. I'm really excited. I'm a big fan. We grew up with her, watching her in the Attitude Era and what she did. So very excited. So that was the fun surprise that I think I liked most. But overall, with some technical difficulties in hand on top of, some mixed reviews of some of the matches, I will give it a B.
I'm going to give it props to Triple H and the production team. The opening, when they kind of went through the history again, I thought that was really cool. And the way he kind of capped it off by saying sports is entertainment, always has, always will, that was absolutely brilliant. That's a great way to kind of use wordplay to their advantage. Mm-hmm. So with the exception of the opening match, I thought that was actually pretty good overall. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B+. I'm in a good mood today, minus the first match.
And I was watching ESPN, everything, SportsCenter, everything on Friday, just getting hyped up. And it was so cool to see these different faces on these different shows that you're watching when they're talking about football, basketball, anything. And you're like, oh, that's Triple H on there. CM Punk's on there. Cody, what? And it's so much fun to see them in a different universe, basically, just hanging out.
I thought it was a great way to kind of open up this relationship and partnership with ESPN.
Yeah.
All right. That actually wraps up this episode. What are your thoughts? Give us your grades for Wrestlepalooza by shooting us a DM at the Shoots and Ladders. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right. Until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Have a great week. Bye, friends.
This has been Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content.